Welcome, everyone, to the Hall of Fame show. This is season 3, episode 26, and I'm your host, Kirk Buchner, high atop the mountaintop of Mount Manitoba. And I can't do this without Evan Nolan, the king of Chicago.
I'm high atop the mountaintop of the second flattest state in the union.
I actually say this from a much flatter province, I'm pretty sure. Actually, is that the second flattest state? Is it?
Illinois is the second flattest state. Here's a trivia question. What is the flattest state in the United States?
I'll guess Indiana. Ohio.
Florida.
Well, that makes sense. Okay.
I think the difference between low point and high point is only like 400 or 500 feet.
Look at that. Florida. Learning all the time. I love it. I love this. And I thought we could start off with congratulations to the Colorado Avalanche.
100%.
And hockey in general, Evan, because no disrespect to your Celtics and the series with the Warriors, but hockey playoffs.
The hockey playoffs are better. They just were better. Don't have to say anything. They were more fun.
They are. It's been phenomenal to watch. I'm so happy to be back in Canada because my hockey fever is just back. And so my opening question to you is, and I know I've got a couple answers. Who do you think the win by the Colorado Avalanche helps the most in terms of the Hockey Hall of Fame?
I'll tell you who it hurts the most. Whoever has to take care of that Stanley Cup, because those guys have been drunk and falling over with that thing all over the place.
That's every year. I mean, like, okay, my favorite thing too, right? It's like, so they're bringing out the Stanley Cup and they got the white glove treatment. Like that thing hasn't been like covered in piss. You're not protecting the cup. You're protecting your fucking hands is what you're doing.
Yeah. I don't know. So I'll tell you who got the biggest boost, I guess, in opinion around the league, honestly. Future Leafs retiree number Nazem Kadri went from somebody who a lot of people hated to somebody who's going to get a lot of money.
Kadri, and I said this before, he was on a past elevator up at 31, which is not typical. You do not have your best year at 31. I don't know what he's got in his tank. I really don't, but this has been a great fit for him. Kadri is now
legal weed.
But Kadri is now a well-known guy, and he really wasn't before, despite sort of like playing for the Mecca in Toronto. So Kadri has really elevated. Like, he is somebody who would have said like why are you debating this guy? He has just like a really nice career, and it's a great story as the first Muslim hockey player.
But he was shipped out of Toronto because they didn't think he was a winning player, and then they shipped out Toronto, sent him to Colorado. And not only is he a winning player, he now has T-shirts with too many men on the ice because he can't not troll people because he's Nazem Kadri. That was hilarious.
This is not the Kadri I remember. So for me, watching him sort of really come up, I love it. So I think at the end of the day, it's going to be like another Claude Lemieux. You know, but I don't see him ever getting in, but we're going to talk about it, and that's always good. A lot of others that I think that it helps. Well, here's somebody who joined the Bobby Orr and Nicholas Lidstrom.
Makar?
Yep. As the only person to win the Norris and the Smythe in the same year.
It's pretty impressive.
Holy crap, is it impressive. And he's not even 23.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, someone was putting that he has the opportunity to be better than Orr, and people were freaking out online. Probably not true, but...
No, he's not going to be better than Bobby Orr. There will never be another Bobby Orr, who I will maintain is the greatest hockey player ever.
Okay, at least we agree on something.
Okay, great.
I'm a firm believer in that. I'm just saying there are people saying that online. I don't think they're going to get there anyway, but just the fact that certain people think that's a possibility, there's no reason he can't get in the top 5 defensemen of all time.
You know, it's interesting. Like, all this time I've known you, I did not know that you thought Bobby Orr was the greatest player of all time. All right, so we got a road trip.
The only, it's not in my house. It's in my office. The only signed piece of sports memorabilia I have is a framed picture of Bobby Orr winning the Stanley Cup in 1970 that Bobby Orr signed to Evan. Best luck with everything, Bobby Orr.
And he meant it, I'm sure.
100%. So
Yeah.
it's up on the wall in my office. So
I'm gonna have to take you to. Well, I haven't been, but the Bobby Orr Museum in Perry Sound.
okay.
Yeah, which would be a good little road trip.
Actually, there was something online the other day that said, "What is the best player for your franchise who was drafted by the franchise and never played for anybody else?" And so I was thinking Bobby Orr, but Orr, of course, played for the Blackhawks, but he wasn't drafted anyway.
But he also didn't play completely for Boston either.
Right. He ended up because of Alan Eagleson. He ended up in Chicago at the end of his career. But I was going through all that, and I think the answer, by the way, because the draft didn't start until after Orr, I think the answer for the Bruins is Patrice Bergeron.
You're probably right. I'd have to look everything up.
Yeah, it was interesting going through everything. Like some of them were easy. Like for the Patriots, it's just John Hanna. Like that's easy. For the Celtics, it's Larry Bird. Because again, they didn't draft Bill Russell, right?
They didn't?
No, it was a trade. He was drafted by someone else that traded before he played for anybody else.
Oh,
drafted, and then the who am I forgetting? The Patriots, the Red Sox is probably Jim Rice because again, Ted Williams was no draft for them. Yaz wasn't drafted either. So it's just interesting going through like seeing who it could be for each franchise because they're not necessarily people you think of.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, and also too, going back to Colorado, we got Nathan McKinnon, who's now
100%.
This is huge for him. Mikko Rantanen, and I know I'm butchering that name, right? He was actually the leading scorer. The leading scorer for Colorado this year. I mean, I don't know, like it wasn't necessarily the best postseason for him, but he's a champion, and that name is on the Stanley Cup, and that's not coming off.
Well, unless he gets involved in a sex scandal and they put X's through it. So.
Oh yes, I guess that can happen.
Yes, I'm not expecting that from him. I'm just saying that's the only way I know of that something could come off. So.
Oof. But yeah, so congratulations. I know that's sort of a premature elevator up, but I thought that was sort of like worth opening with everything.
100%.
Yeah. My smorgasbord of shit, it's very, very small. Now, kids, do you remember last week when Kirk said he was going to try to dedicate more time to women's sports?
Uh-oh.
I did.
All right.
Didn't work out too good. So I went on, I think, the worst sports website ever. WNBA.com.
Oh, it's worse than SI.com?
I don't know because I don't go to SI.com.
SI.com is they wonder why their subscriptions are down. SI.com is so badly put together.
Okay, so we're stat geeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you click on the stats for WNBA.com, do you get stats? Not really.
I'm guessing from the tone of voice, no. Okay,
well, 2 days ago when I went on it, you couldn't find stats. It was just like a list of all the players, and then because I want to know, okay, who's the best rebounder? Do they incorporate advanced stats like win shares, PER, stuff like that? Mm-hmm. I want to sort of get into that. Well, they got nothing. And then then the day after, which made it even weirder, they just had stats for that day.
Yeah.
Do you want fans or not? Jesus Christ. I mean, there's a lot of geeks like me who just love all that stuff, who love numbers. Give me the numbers. I don't care. I'm not going to compare Diana Taurasi to what Jason Kidd used to do or Steve Nash. I just want to see where they are in that level. Give me that. I mean, Basketball Reference does this, which is good, but on your own goddamn website, you can't do this.
Yeah, it's not so good.
You can't also give me like regular day-to-day stories. Oh, well, somebody's dealing with an injury. No, everything's got to be somebody did something now big for social justice, and here's some new lesbian fashion. You're kind of niching yourself.
I mean, you're not the fan they're out to get. So,
Yes, I am the fan they're.
I suppose that is true because you're the fan they don't have.
The fan they want to get.
That is true.
So do this. It's not like doing all this other stuff, like just doing hardcore news and just like better game recaps. Maybe there's a thought.
Mm-hmm.
I almost had a song prepared.
Oh, geez.
I didn't though. I pulled away from it. There's a Gilligan's Island episode where they were some knockoff of the Beatles called the Mosquitoes land on the island.
Okay.
By the way, you can vote for the Mosquitoes on the fictitious Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, I was thinking about this the other day. My son's favorite band is right now Outkast. He's huge into Outkast as a 7-year-old white kid from the suburbs.
Interesting. That's a very interesting band.
I was thinking the Hey Ya video.
Mm-hmm.
They call themselves the Love Below from the Hey Ya video. So I guess it would be technically because they're on British TV for that video, like pretending to be the Beatles again, which is where I thought of this. So I think the Love Below would be a fictitious band.
Yes, it would.
From that video. So just for the future, it's another one to throw on there.
I like it.
Yeah, and I keep asking, do you have Love Handle?
I do, but I mean, like my wife likes it.
Not Muffin Top. Love Handle.
No, I don't think I know who that is.
Okay, that's from Phineas and Ferb. So
okay, then definitely not.
You need to throw them on there too. They're like the band that everybody likes from Phineas and Ferb. They're the Phineas and Ferb version of the Beats. Anyway, sorry.
Love Burger is there.
Love Burger? Nice.
Who wants a Love Burger? Well done. But yeah, so I was gonna anyway on that episode. Ginger, Marianne, and Mrs. Howell. They were the honeybees, and then they sing. You need me. You need me. And I was going to do the whole thing, and I was going to say this to the WNBA. You need me. But I don't think there's really nothing I can possibly sell them that's going to make them want a 50-year-old white straight dude.
You never know.
You never know. But WNBA, you need me. You need me.
Actually, who they need is Ted from the web to get the web stuff better.
Yeah. Ted, you hear that? I mean, like, just insert something into that because I don't ever notice. Sometimes he just inserts things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So anyway, all right.
Yeah.
Well, so WNBA.
That's it. That's my
WNBA. Just get a better website than Sports Illustrated. It shouldn't be that hard.
Or just treat yourself like a real fucking sport. How about that?
Now it'd also help.
I was going to do prep work before I watched the game. Then I watched the game and I fell asleep, but I did try. Wimbledon's going to be a lot easier for me because I am more interested in the women's game. But
there you go.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. It's a pretty easy smorgasbord. I guess we can just go right into those we lost, huh?
Yeah. It wasn't a big week this week for folks. I will say that.
But before you do that, I just want to point out what I'm wearing today. I got, because it's Canada Day as we're recording, so I got my Team Canada baseball jersey.
Mm.
Yes. Or for those who don't care about Canada, happy Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yes. Well, here's the thing about Bobby Bonilla Day that we don't talk about enough. Bobby Bonilla actually has 2 of these.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he gets paid $1.12 million and change.
Yeah.
Every from it's July 1st of 2011 through 2035.
Right.
But he also gets paid $500,000 by the Baltimore Orioles. It started in 2006 and runs through 2026 on another day. It's just not the 1st of July.
I had no idea.
2 of these. His agent used to work in the insurance industry.
So this guy must be your hero then.
This guy's amazing. Just absolutely brilliant. That Bobby Bonilla retired in last he played was for the St. Louis Cardinals in 2001. Last he played for the Mets was in 1999. Mm-hmm. And he's getting paid at least $1.6 million every year from his playing career until 2026, and then another 1.12 until he turns 72 years old in 2035.
Cheers, brother. That's awesome.
Good for him. So
I think I don't know if that's what Kurt Flood had in mind, but
I can only hope that's what Kurt Flood had in mind. I just hope
oh,
Kurt Flood was like, you know what we need? We need free agency and annuitizing of buyouts of contracts.
I, I don't know whether he'd be disgusted or just laughing his ass off. I really don't know.
Here's a crazy thing. They owed him $5.9 million in 2001.
Yep. No, I know this.
They're paying him that. They're
Yep.
paying him essentially $27 million over 25 years. Do you remember the reason they did this?
If I remember right, and I could be wrong, I think they were trying to like clear up some space so that they could trade for someone else. Or am I right or no?
They actually were putting money into a can't lose money thing run by the Madoff family. And so they thought the return that they'd be getting would greatly outpace.
Wow.
So this is Bernie Madoff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, everyone talks about Bobby Bonilla Day, but no one talks about why Bobby Bonilla Day. Yeah, so they did this because they were giving money to Bernie Madoff and expected to make way more money off of the investment. And let's just say it did not turn out as well as originally anticipated. The cool thing is with the new Mets owner, the Mets are talking about honoring him next July 1st in the stadium for having Bobby Bonilla Day be July 1st, 2023. And Steve Cohen came out today on Twitter. It was like, happy Bobby Bonilla Day to everyone who celebrates.
Why not? I think that's what was my Twitter thing. You know, as a Canadian, I got to say happy Canada Day. But the sports fan in me really wants to celebrate Bobby Bonilla Day. I wish Bonilla was a Blue Jay so that I could get a Blue Jay Bonilla jersey. But alas, it is not.
You can probably order that online. And people are like, did Bobby Bonilla play for the Blue Jays? That'd be fun.
That would only, yeah. You know, like
create retro jerseys of people that actually play for the team. You're like, Tim Salmon played for the Expos?
Wow. That's about as random as you can get.
I was the first thing that came to mind somehow. But you just imagine, like, you'd be like, wait, did he? I don't remember. Mark Grudzielanek was I don't know. I can't remember Mark Grudzielanek played other than the Cubs or the Expos. And he played for the Rockies. So Mark Grudzielanek was a Mariner? He might have been a Mariner. I don't know. That's the thing. Nobody remembers.
Yeah. Love it.
Anyway, I think I've come up with a very niche product that only I would enjoy. Anyway.
And me.
Yeah.
And the few people who, well, you're all listening. You love it.
I expected John Candelaria Devil Rays jersey at some point in your life.
Somewhere I've got a baseball card of the Candyman.
Nice. I was like John Candelaria. Anyway, so going to people who've died, not John Candelaria. We do have some Beige Mistress activity.
Oh, she's back.
She may be Miklos Szabo, who is a long distance runner who competed in the 5,000 meters at the 56 Summer Olympics and the 60 Summer Olympics for Hungary, passed away at the age of 93. So it's the first one in a while. We've been having like one a month. We were having like a couple a week before. We're down to about one a month. So
yeah, and for newer listeners, I mean, the Beige Mistress was something that Evan and I came up with when Evan noticed that, I don't know what it is, but Hungarians are dying.
Yeah, in 2020, Hungary must have been really, really beset by COVID because there was just ridiculous numbers of them passing away every single week. So anyway, all right. So from the world of ice hockey, we lost Jack Gordon, who played for mostly in the minor leagues, but he also was the manager of the Minnesota North Stars from 71 to 75. He was also their general manager for a while. And also was the general manager. He was a general manager of North Stars from 74 to 78 and general manager of the Canucks from 85 to 87. He passed away at the age of 94.
Wow. Good life.
Yep. A member of the Buffalo Bills Wall of Fame, which is for the employees who worked a long time, Edward Ambrowski, who is the longtime trainer, 37-year trainer of the Buffalo Bills, passed away at the age of 88. He was with them from He retired in 96. So whatever 96 is minus 37. So he was there for all of the good Buffalo years.
Buffalo did have them, kids.
They did. They're back. Buffalo is convinced that they've already won 3 Super Bowls. I've never seen it. I understand Bills fans are very excited about their quarterback.
They should be. I like that
And they
quarterback.
100% should be. But let's calm down. They're like, oh, we scored on every drive against the Patriots. Congratulations. You beat the Patriots so you could lose to the team who lost to the team who lost the Super Bowl. Like, I get it. Like, we were dominant for 20 years, but let's get past the second round of playoffs before we start calling ourselves.
I'd rather be a Bills fan right now than a Saints fan.
Oh, that's fine. The Bills, here's the thing about the Bills right now. They're an incredibly well-run organization. The Bills are going to be good for a while because they actually have people in charge who know what they're doing.
I wish Glenn Pulowski was here for that. Glenn, who does the classic sports review with me. And I hope you've seen that show, kids. Evan's been a special guest, so of course you would have for that one. Glenn and I,
at least one episode from the inside.
Yes. Well, Glenn and I were talking because he's got this theory that the Pagulas are great football owners and completely shit at hockey.
Fair.
Yeah.
It could be worse. It could be
right.
The Bears. It could be the Bears owners who've owned the team for generation and only are football fans and know nothing about the business. So.
Yeah. So I thought it was an interesting thing too, because we said like there's someone, Kim Pagula, the Asian trophy wife. I know, I kind of like that, but anyway, sorry, kid. But, how dare you boo her? But they will boo her at a hockey game, and they won't boo her at football. Figure that one out. But
the Sabres have the second longest gap between playoffs.
Yeah, playoff drought.
What?
Playoff droughts.
Yeah, the only team with larger playoff droughts, the Mariners.
Yeah, that's my accent.
Been 20 years since the Mariners. It's crazy. Anyway, all right, back to our people passing away. Yep. From the world of track and field, Bill Squires, who's an American track and field coach, passed away at the age of 89. He's kind of a legend in the Boston area because he is the guy who trained Bill Rogers, Alberto Salazar, Dick Beardsley, Greg Myers, people who were the best era of long distance running in the United States was under Bill Squires' watch. So he is also a member of he won the Bill Bowerman Award from the National Distance Running Hall of Fame back in 2002, but he passed away at the age of 89. I'm sorry, I missed somebody from hockey. Jim Pappin also passed away at the age of 82. Member of the last 2 Stanley Cup winning teams of the Maple Leafs in 64 and 67. Played with the Leafs, Hawks, Golden Seals, and Cleveland Barons, 2 of the great forgotten sports franchises. But yeah, he was a scout for the Blackhawks after retiring, and later scouted for the Blues and Ducks. He actually was the director of U.S. scouting for the Blackhawks at one point.
Yeah, pretty good player.
Yeah. So he passed away at the age of 82. From the world of music, we lost American composer and musician Bernard Bell, best known for writing I Just Can't Handle It, or also known, I Like the Way, The Kissing Game. Remember that song?
No.
It's by High Five.
Nope.
You don't remember them at all? The lead singer High Five died 18 months ago. We brought him up at that point.
I remember.
And he also remember the time.
High Five was Fred Flintstone, who you can vote for on the fictitious Rock and Roll Hall. Sorry.
He also wrote "Remember the Time" for Michael Jackson.
Oh, I know that.
It's Something in Common and "Get Away" for Bobby Brown.
Okay.
So he wrote other songs, Patti LaBelle, Boy George, and others. So, but he passed away at the age of only 57.
Oof.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to figure out what he passed away. Doesn't say. He passed away in Teaneck, New Jersey. That's all I can tell you. We only have one other person who specifically fits our thing. I'll come back to him in a second. I just want to say we had some interesting other people who passed away this week.
Ooh, okay, who we got?
So first, Michael Stenger, who was the Sergeant at Arms for the Senate during January 6th. The thing, he was resigned on January 7th because of what happened on the 6th. Passed away of cancer at the age of 71. We lost Joe Turkel. Do you remember Joe Turkel?
Nope.
Do you remember The Shining?
Yes.
Remember the bartender from The Shining?
Yes. Okay.
That's Joe Turkel. He also was in Paths of Glory, The Killing, Blade Runner, and several other films. He passed away at the age of 94. We lost Mary Mara, drowned in New York at the age of 61. She was one of those people who's a lot of things, Nash Bridges, ER, Law and Order, but drowning is a strange way to go. She decided to go swimming on her own in the St. Lawrence River.
My greatest fear is drowning.
Yeah, and passed away at the age of 61. Mine is plummeting from a building. I don't do balconies, in case you're wondering.
Well, when you visit, I don't have one. See
Yeah, we're
there, no balcony.
I like your building already. We lost a couple of great painters. One of the greatest living painters, Sam Gilliam, passed away at the age of 88. And one of the most mocked painters of all time, Margaret Keane, passed away at the age of 94.
Why was she mocked? I'm not familiar with her.
She was called the Wayne Newton of the art world because she was so popular with fans and so hated by critics.
Okay.
Yeah. So just want to mention them quickly. I also want to mention two American heroes who passed away this week. Herschel W. Williams passed away at the age of 98. He's the last living Medal of Honor winner from World War II from the United States.
So, kind of makes you wish you would have made a few more days to 4th of July, huh?
Yeah, he was for what he did at the Battle of Iwo Jima. So, yeah. So, let me see. He was the only surviving member of a pillbox they were holding when he was holding everybody back with a flamethrower until tanks arrived to relieve him.
Crap.
Yeah.
Man, I want to hand in my man card after hearing that.
100%. So Herschel Williams.
Yeah.
Also passing away, one of the Tuskegee Airmen, Alexander Jefferson, at the age of 100.
Are there any loves?
I'm trying to figure it out. He's the one. Let me see. He's also a Medal of Honor winner, and he passed away the day before Walker. So it's entirely possible they were the last two.
Okay. Yeah.
But he was 100 years old.
Was he the one that Trump did that for?
No, he was Bush in 2004.
Oh, okay. Because there was one, I think. Whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, also want to bring up Sonny Barger passed away, American outlaw biker, and the guy who wrote a book you might know of called Sons of Anarchy. He is the founding member of the Oakland chapter of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club and became basically the poster boy for the movement out in California.
Jesus. A lot of tough men we lost, huh?
Yeah, passed away at the age of 83. I will say that Hells Angels and McDonald's both started in San Bernardino, California in 1955. I have no idea why that's important, but I feel it's related somehow. And why San Bernardino, California? Because that's where Route 66 ends. So it starts in Chicago and ends in San Bernardino. And that's why the Hells Angels and McDonald's are both there. So
good enough theory. All right.
And finally, I guess the biggest name we lost this week, former quarterback and wide receiver, Marlon Briscoe, the magician. Played the AFL and NFL, played with the Broncos, Bills, Dolphins, Chargers, Lions, and Patriots. Won 2 Super Bowls with the Dolphins, and member of the 1970 Pro Bowl, and a member of the College Football Hall of Fame for what he did at Nebraska Omaha.
Yeah, I wonder what division Nebraska is going to be.
Oh, we'll get to that.
I know we are. I'm sort of like.
I'll tell you right now what it is. It's the left out division, founded by Iowa State. So
nice.
Back when they had 64 teams in the 5 major divisions, Iowa State was a 64th seed. So,
well, let's get to something more related to everything. The Hockey Hall of Fame has now announced the class of 2022, not of 2021 and 2022, as I thought maybe they could have done, but they didn't. And it's a pretty good class, especially if you're a fan of the Vancouver
not winning Stanley Cups. Not winning Stanley Cups.
That's true. But so here we got Daniel Sedin, Patrick Sedin. We knew they were going to get in first ballot. They did. Former Hart winner. That's pretty much all you need to know. And the other one won a Ted Lindsay, which is the Hart version by the players. So I'm pretty happy. Well, I don't know that I'm that invested in. I'm not a Canucks fan, but Sedin's are in, and then Roberto Luongo also in first ballot.
Noted pumper of tires. Oh, sorry, non-pumper of tires.
So, first thoughts. Just
I enjoyed their work in the 2011 Stanley Cup Finals, all 3 of them. I do have to say, I'm not sure which of the Sedins, but his face is incredibly punchable, and he won't do anything about it.
Well, they're twins. Yeah,
well, no, it was in the Stanley Cup Finals when Marchand was just punching. I think it was Daniel in the face over and over and over again. He was just taking it. But no, seriously, Luongo. I mean, we all knew the Sedin twins were getting it. The whole Sedin twins thing is weird and amazing at the same time.
It is.
Like they were drafted first and second or second and third overall. I can't remember.
Well, the fact that they even were able to pull that off.
Yeah, the Canucks drafted a set of twins who were both ridiculously good together, kept them on the same team for their entire careers. What?
In the same line.
In the same line. Had them retire the same year, and then they all went to the Hockey Hall of Fame the same year.
I think I was talking about this with Vinny Laspinusa, who does another show with us. It's called Vinny Makes the Hall of Fame Case for, because you never know who it's going to be. And we were saying, it's like, this would be one of the weird times when, could you see them sort of like going up for their induction together? Why not?
And finishing each other's sentences.
No, but at this point, I mean, like, what's one going to say that the other isn't? You know, it'll be weird.
I'm the handsome one. Here, so yeah, but yeah, 3, and we had a third suite go in as well. I'll let you talk about him. He's your boy.
Yeah. Daniel Alfredsson. I've been sort of pushing for him for a long time. And say what you want about the Ottawa Senators, and I say a lot. I'm an Ottawa Senators fan. There aren't many of us, but I'm one. Alfredsson was the best player by far of this team. It's a young team, I know that, but he was damn good.
Yeah, but remember, what's up my cut off for having a Hall of Fame?
Pierre Turgeon?
No. In terms of for a franchise for years.
What's your
Yeah. So how many years does a franchise need to be in existence?
25 years.
Yeah, 25. They've been around since 93.
Right.
So they've got the 25 years. He's the greatest player in their team's history. I got no problem with that.
Yeah, and by far, yes, Ottawa struggled in the playoffs for years. Only made the finals once. But, you know, Alfie, 6-time All-Star, 1-time postseason All-Star. Like, he's got the credentials based on what we know. Internationally, he's also a champion. And that does matter. That also helps the Sedins. That also helps Luongo, who was incredible in the Olympics. And that shit matters. So I don't have a problem with that. I liked looking at the reaction from people, and mostly it was against, it was like, well, McGillney. Alexander McGillney was the one that most people thought were snubbed.
McGillney's getting in, though. I feel like Alfredsson, McGillney, and Turgeon are like the kind of the same level, and they pulled one of them out.
I think Alfredsson getting in is huge for McGillney.
Yeah.
Really good. But there's 2 other people they inducted, and I got to admit, one of them I didn't know who she was. Crap. What's her name? I don't even remember her name. That's how prepared I am.
Rika
Salonen.
Salonen.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking like when that name was announced, like, who the hell is that? And then I look her up, and I think because like when I watch women's hockey, admittedly, it's Canada versus USA. That's generally all I'm really caring about. I don't really pay attention to any other game because Canada's going to win against virtually anyone else. The United States is going to win against virtually anyone else. This woman is probably the best hockey player not in North America. And she's been doing it for decades.
Mm-hmm.
Her first international medal was in 1993. Her last one was in 2019.
It's a long time.
How is that even possible?
It's Yagerish.
Yes. Oh, that's a great. Yes, absolutely. She never played in any North American league. And to be fair, there really wasn't any North American league.
Right. She didn't really have much of a choice.
Right. But there was like one season in her Finnish league. And again, I can't speak on the level of competition, but she was averaging like 3.5 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
Who does that? So nobody had her pegged. I think a lot of people who thought the women's inductee would be Jennifer Botterill. That's who I thought. And I got no problem with this after learning more about her.
Fair enough. Yeah. It's hard to argue that she's the greatest European women's hockey player.
Here's the other interesting thing. She's only the third Finnish hockey player to get in.
Timu and who's the other one?
Oh, crap.
Oh, I just looked it up. It's right here. Jari Kurri.
Okay, Curry, yeah. Okay. So she's the third. When Finland put together their own Hockey Hall of Fame in 2008, she was first ballot. She was already still playing. Like, if there was ever going to be a really good North American league, which probably won't happen, but she would have been in that team. If there would have been like an original six of women's hockey, she'd be there. Mm-hmm. She would have been there, and she would have been there for God knows how long, 25 years, conceivably.
Mm-hmm.
So my first thought was, to like, yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah. The other person is a builder, Herb Carnegie. I learned about him years ago, but he predates Willie O'Ree, and we talked a lot about Willie O'Ree on previous shows. Willie was the first African American to play, or I guess African Canadian to play in the NHL. Carnegie could have been that person 15 years earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Herb had a tryout with the Rangers, and they offered him a minor league deal, which he turned down because he was making more money playing semi-pro in Quebec. Which just, sign of the times. So he potentially could have been the first person to break the color barrier. Although, again, in hockey, it's not like, was there one or they didn't, it's hard to say. Yeah, because Conn Smythe, now this story has been disputed or it's either true or not. Apparently, allegedly, he saw him, was it Conn Smythe or do I have the name wrong? I might have it wrong. Let me get that right here before I forget. Yeah, I want to say it's Conn. It is. Okay, so Conn Smythe, who owned the Leafs, apparently allegedly in 1938, this is allegedly, said that like he saw him play and said like I paid $10,000 to make him white. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
It still would have been the nicest thing Kennesaw Mountain Landis ever said.
Right, true. But what he did afterwards, like he still worked in hockey. So he wasn't just a trailblazer. He coached, he built everything. He was a pioneer of industry. The man did so much, not just for Black Canadians, but just for people. Like this is a phenomenal choice as a builder. And it's fascinating to me how hockey in some ways is ahead of the curve, which is the whitest sport of all of them. Figure that one out. I can't.
Curling would like a moment.
In terms of being the whitest?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But is curling really a major sport? Sorry, Canada.
I know. Like I said, my backyard is just long enough and wide enough to have a perfect curling rink in the winter. I'm just trying to figure out how to make it work.
All right, there you go.
So here,
sorry, go ahead.
I said before we get off of this, say congratulations first, but then once we get that, we'll go to there. Next thing.
Yeah, I just want to say congratulations to the 6 new members of the Hockey Hall of Fame. All well deserved, and yeah, I won't tune into the event though, because I really don't care what the city says.
Yeah. So here's my question for you. Trivia question.
Sure.
Who is the last male American elected to the National Hockey League Hall of Fame?
I feel like this should be easy. I can tell you like the top Americans who aren't in. I don't know.
I'm counting up something first. So there have been 28 non-Americans since Phil Housley was elected in 2015.
Phil
Housley and Angela Ruggiero were elected in 2015.
Wow. Okay.
So that's how long it's been since then. So
well,
they found a way to put Guy Carbonneau and Sergei Zubov in during that time. So
because I guess the Hockey Hall of Fame had a lot, like the committee, they had a lot of Dallas Stars stands. But to be fair, those two have more Stanley Cups than the big 4 that got in this year.
That is true, but that team, I think we went through it when they got in. That 1999 Dallas Stars team, I believe, now has 7 or 8 Hall of Famers on it.
Something like that.
Madonna, Hull, Carbonneau, Zubov, Neuendijk. Yeah, there's a ridiculous number for that one team.
Mm-hmm.
So certainly more than the Patriots are going to get out of their whole dynasty. So,
oh God, isn't that true?
And maybe by the time we're done.
That's crazy. All right, I got to look that up. All right, I've got. I kind of did elevator up, elevator down, but I'm going to have a weird elevator up just to continue that. And for those who are, I just sort of let's look at the last week and who made a better Hall of Fame case. I can't remember if we talked about it. I know Andrea and I talked about that on my other award-winning show. How the hell did this go number 1? Hey, blatant self-promotion is fine. Don't you shake your head at me.
Blatant self-promotion is the name of our band, so we're fine.
Ooh, I like that. So, someone who just set history as the oldest person ever to go number 1 in the United Kingdom.
Okay. Oh, what's her name? She's just started touring.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
All right, go ahead. Who is it?
Kate Bush.
Oh no. Sorry, somebody else. I was thinking of it before, but yeah, Kate Bush. Thanks to
Stranger Things.
Thanks to Stranger Things.
Yeah. So this is someone who's been, I believe, 3 times nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. People love her. Personally, when it comes to these quirky female singers, I'm far bigger on Bjork, personally.
Yeah.
But I would love for Kate to get in. And I don't ever remember in my entire life, and I'm an old man, in the mid-6, as you like to say, and thank you for that, of my life, the middle 6. For those wondering what that means, I always said I was in the back 9. And Evan says, oh, middle 6. Sounds better. He's right. But Kate Bush it's like she's being rediscovered. Now, to be fair, what does this mean for the voters?
It may mean, because there's been some talk I've heard from people who are on the committee that a lot of people who want to vote for Kate Bush when she's on the ballot, but they don't because they don't think she has a shot. And they want to put it towards people they think will actually help them get in. If they think Kate Bush has a shot to get in, she may get a lot more support than she has been.
Well, and that's what I see sort of here. Also, could this now trigger when they do the fan vote? Because she's probably going to be nominated again. I would think. Maybe not. I don't know. But
I don't see why not. I mean, they've had so many women get in the last couple of years. I presume we're going to see Diana Ross or Cher. And I don't see why we wouldn't see Kate Bush again.
And Cher's the person she beat out for the oldest person to do that.
Yeah. So, I mean, the top 2 vote getters this year were Eurythmics and Pat Benatar.
Oh, were they? Okay, I didn't know that.
So the top two for the people got in were Eurythmics, who are again a band not just of women, but has a female lead singer and Pat Benatar.
And I think to your point, Evan, I think when some people hear this, they might think, okay, well, maybe I'm not wasting a vote. Maybe other people are going to do that. And we don't know what the vote tallies are. We have no clue, but this can't hurt.
Now, it'd be cool if they just gave us like the order that people ended in.
We'll never do that.
They'll never do that.
Yeah. So. I mean, we just sort of like went through the least transparent with the hockey hall. We don't know what the hell they were thinking. They got together that morning and then decided a couple hours later.
Yes, that is true.
Allegedly. I don't know. But yeah, so like that ends my elevator up, elevator down. I don't have any elevator down, although I do want to get your opinion. I almost wanted to say two people indirectly, but I'm not sure. Today, a massive trade happened in the NBA. Rudy Gobert is now a Minnesota Timberwolf. And so basically the Donovan Mitchell experiment is over. Those who did not want to coexist. Minnesota gave up a lot for him.
Yeah, it's now going to be impossible for anyone to trade for Durant. I just want to point that out. So.
That's so true, yeah.
Because if Rudy Gobert is worth 4 picks in a pick swap, it's 3 unprotected first rounders, a pick swap, and a top 5 protected 2029.
And 3 players, one of them was pretty good.
Beverly's good.
Yes.
But they needed his salary to make it work.
Right. But because I don't that much.
So what were you asking? Was it just for Gobert's career or?
I don't know. I mean, like this Gobert and Mitchell. Okay. Gobert now has a shot to be on a big 3 with Towns and Edwards.
We got a twin tower situation with the best defensive tower and the best offensive tower, probably.
Right. So Mitchell, now this is his team and it's unquestioned in Utah. And getting better.
For now, anyway. Who knows if they're not going to blow it up more? Because can I just give you a corollary on this?
Please.
Before we keep going, who's the general manager or who's in charge in Utah right now?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Danny Ainge.
Oh, that's right. That's why he was trending on Twitter. Okay, yeah.
So what happened in 2013 with the Celtics? Danny Ainge hired a young coach, gave him a 6-year contract, and traded Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. He's now gone to Utah, gotten a young coach, only gave him a 5-year contract, and traded Rudy Gobert. Well, Ainge has got heart problems. Who knows if he's going to be around, right? But and traded Gobert. I'm not convinced he's not trading Mitchell. He got 5 draft picks already. There's no man who loves future draft picks more in the history of any sport than Danny Ainge.
Former Toronto Blue Jay, Danny Ainge.
Although Danny Ainge did, yes, true. Danny Ainge did once try to trade all of those New York picks to Charlotte to try and draft Justice Winslow, and Charlotte turned him down so they could draft Frank Kaminsky. So they could have had the picks for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, but they had to draft. But Jordan turned him down because he had to draft Frank Kaminsky.
I almost had another elevator down, speaking of like basketball free agency, but I mean, I don't really. He's just coming off his best year, but Miles Bridges, man, the day before free agency, not a great time to get popped for domestic violence, is it?
And you see what his wife did?
No, what'd she do?
She posted her injuries on Instagram.
Good.
And a whole thing saying, I don't want, like, this is what he did to me. I don't want these rumors that I'm doing something, whatever. I just want him to get help, and I want him to leave me and my kids alone. And posted, like, he ruptured my eardrum. He, like, just posted all the pictures to be like, you got people are saying crap that I'm making this up or whatever. Do not defend this man. This is what he did.
Good honor.
Yeah. But it's going to make a lot plausible deniability. It makes it a lot harder. And I do think this is a big deal for him because I mean,
it should be. I mean, like, it's disgusting behavior.
Yeah.
But, anywho, speaking of disgusting behavior, look, we're going to close out the way we always close out with Evan's good, the bad, and the ugly of sports of the week.
Yeah.
That was well done. Come on, props.
That was the best. And Enrico
Thank you.
Morricone is like applauding from beyond the grave. So
Do you want to end with the good?
no.
No. Okay. Cool.
We'll start here.
All right. I only know what. Well, I know what one is. I just don't know whether it's bad or ugly.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna go with. I'll say with the good. I'm just gonna talk about NBA offseason in general.
Oh, okay.
It is super duper fun. I also like the fact that the Celtics traded like their entire bench for Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh, what a steal that was.
I'm like, oh, we traded for Malcolm Brogdon. I wonder if we gave up Pritchard or Grant Williams or somebody. No. We gave up Daniel Tice. We gave up Aaron Nesmith. And let me just tell you, Indiana fans, about the Aaron Nesmith experience thus far. He'll do 3 great hustle defensive plays, and they'll reward him by giving a wide open jumper that he will shoot off the side of the backboard. He's a good kid who tries hard, but he's a ways away from making any real thing. Because it's funny because they drafted him because he was such a great shooter.
I don't mind Tice, but yeah.
And I like Tice, but you make the trade of that first round pick. If everything goes according to plan, it's going to be like 27th overall, right? So you carry the 27th pick, your backup center and your 4th wing, and then detritus. No offense to the families of Malik Fitz, who is one of the best celebrators of all time. I mean, like ML Carr levels of celebrating on the end of the bench. That trade was absolutely.
I don't even know who he was. I don't remember him at all.
They signed him like 3 weeks left in the regular season. And he played a few games towards the end. He's a very good dunker, but he was super excited just to be involved in the playoffs at all.
So he's a participation trophy guy.
100%. But it was his first chance in the NBA. The great thing for him is that as part of this trade, the Celtics have a habit of signing these guys to non-guaranteed second years. And so all those guys, Stauskas, Fitz, and the third guy whose name I can't remember, all have an non-guaranteed second year, but their salaries were needed to make this trade work. And now because they got traded, their contracts get guaranteed for next season.
Was Stauskas, am I misremembering? Was he not a top 5 pick at one point?
He was a very high pick, yeah. We signed him in April. It was after we signed Joe Johnson and El Farik Aminu, where the Celtics had some interesting people on their roster.
Taco Fall.
It was gone. But like we signed a bunch of people for a week.
Like the name. Your name Taco. How do I not dislike you? I can't. Yeah. Or wait a minute, that was double negative. How do I not like you? I like you.
So, but I just have to say everything's been interesting, even down to what's been going on with Brooklyn and everything. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I very much enjoy it. I like the amount of movement everyone's willing to make, and the teams who are shoring up. The Celtics are a significantly better team than they were. I think Milwaukee's a better team than they were. I did like the Warriors to sign DiVincenzo tonight, who I really like. So the NBA at the top is getting really, really good, and the bottom is going to be really, really bad.
Yeah, but that's been the way.
But that's the way it always is.
Yeah.
And then you have teams that don't know what they're doing: the New York Knicks and the Washington Wizards. Yeah. Imagine clearing a ton of space to sign the 43rd best player in the league, the New York Knicks. So.
All right, but it is fun. It is fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right. So what's bad?
I'm gonna stick in basketball.
Oh.
I'm not sure that Brooklyn should exist as a franchise.
Can I make a prediction right now?
Go for it.
All right. Brooklyn, no matter what incarnation they are, have a better record next year than they did this year.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
But
I don't remember what our wager is. I think I'm down 4 or 3. I don't remember.
I'll take that bet.
All right, done.
I think it's just hilarious that after all this, Ben Simmons is finally going to get his own team.
I don't make this just because of Ben Simmons. I just think they were so dysfunctional. It's not that hard to get better than what they were. And I like KD. I like him a lot. But you're going to get only 60, 50 games out of him now.
Yeah, I also think it's funny that he wanted his own team and didn't work out. He's like, I'll get traded to either of these two teams, and they're the top two seeds in each conference. I'm either getting traded to Miami or Phoenix. Okay. But like Phoenix can't trade Booker to him because of Ben Simmons. Oh no, I guess Booker just signed a new contract, so they can now.
Yeah.
And Adebayo can't get traded there either because for players who are on like the secondary contract after the rookie contract, that's not a max. You can only have one. Like there are rules about how many you can have on your team at one time.
But
and whatever the contract status is, only 5 in the league. One is Simmons. Others were Adebayo.
About Kyrie, right? Okay, I'm opting in. Kevin, I'm opting out.
Yeah, I know that was hilarious. That was cold blooded.
Yeah, I mean, like, and that's it perfectly. I mean, like, he's just saying, like, I can't play with this guy.
James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, 1 playoff series win.
I think this shit matters when it comes to Halls of Fame.
Well, here's the thing.
I think it's going to matter more when we talk about our United States Athletic Hall of Fame, which you can vote for. www.notanhalloffame. I know I'm doing it all staggered, but www.notanhalloffame.com/USA. Because only the greats are the greats. So I mean, like, let's look at these 3: Durant, Harden, Kyrie. Well, let's forget Kyrie. Durant and Harden. Are they like the best of the best? Durant, I think, will always have that legacy of when the going gets tough, Kevin gets going.
Yeah. At this point, they're both getting Kenny Lofton syndrome.
They're all right. Don't worry about them.
No, Kenny Lofton, where they're on a new team every year.
Oh, shit. I thought Kenny Loggins.
Oh, no, Kenny Lofton. I was very confused.
I'm all right.
I would pay Kenny Lofton money to hear him sing karaoke Kenny Loggins. I think that'd be hilarious. No, but Kenny Lofton.
But yeah,
Kenny Lofton would. Yeah, I mean, $5 is still money. But Kenny Lofton at the end of his career, I still swear Kenny Lofton didn't get any love for the Hall of Fame at all because he was just on a
vagabond.
That's at the end.
Yeah,
I mean, Kevin Durant, his next team will be his 4th team in like 5 years, 6 years.
Oh, Jesus, that's true.
Right. And Harden's now on his 3rd.
Right. Durant's, though, he's got the better resume than Harden.
Oh, 100%. He's got 2 championships.
But Harden, though, man.
But Durant has 2 championships and the reputation of being someone who can't win on his own. He had to go to Curry's team to win, and that bothered him. So he got his own team. And his own team got swept by a team who has 2 best players are 25 and 24 in the first round.
Yeah, there's something to be said. Though it's not like Kevin Durant was bad in the playoffs.
No, he was fine.
But there's just something.
He was 100% outplayed by Tatum in that round, though.
Yeah, he was. Durant is. I don't know. He's also he's a weird dude. I think
he doesn't seem like a good dude. He's coming off as being like
he's the weirdest guy in a team that includes Kyrie Irving
and Ben Simmons.
There you go. Okay, that's true too. So you got these 3. I mean, I think there was actually some people who were posting like, "Here's our dream 3." Okay, they haven't even played a game together. It looks like they never will. Like Ben Simmons. I mean, I don't wish Ben Simmons bad. I just don't have any confidence in him at all.
So where's the funniest place that Durant can end up?
Portland.
Oh, that would be pretty good. I think Oklahoma City is actually the funniest place to end up. But But yeah, and Kyrie to the Lakers would be
Oh, no,
fantastic.
that's perfect. Perfect. Oh, LeBron James, do it. Do it. See how that works out.
The problem with that is well, I mean, when it comes to Kyrie, they may just have to buy him out. It's only one season, right? And then he gets to go wherever they want. But they want at least a first round pick back for him. But if you're getting 5 first round picks for Gobert, like how many first rounders are you going to get
I
for
don't
Durant?
know. Like that's
Because they were talking in Boston, like if Boston traded a couple first rounders and Jaylen Brown and whatever filler, that was probably the best offer that Brooklyn was going to get. Not the Celtics would do it,
no,
but it might have been the best.
They
Might have been the best offer they're going to get in terms of player they could take and everything else.
Mhm.
But if you're getting 5 first rounders for Gobert, I don't know what Minnesota was doing.
I don't either. I mean, like, well, they're going all in, and I appreciate the balls they're showing, but
This is a franchise. There's a history of making poor decisions.
it is, and I just don't see this going well for them just because they're Minnesota.
Yeah, that's the thing about the NBA, and I know it's hard for certain teams to get players just because if you have the choice of going to Miami or Detroit, no offense, Detroit, you're probably going to Miami, right? Boston has the same problem, right?
Yeah, but Boston has a culture.
Right, that is true.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't really get free agents. I mean, Al Horford's by far the biggest free agent he's ever signed with the Celtics.
To me, like the biggest wet fart of free agency is, or trading, whatever, John Wall to the Clippers. Wall's done. He is done.
Yeah. Oh, Bradley Beal to the Wizards is also hilarious because Bradley Beal's been the best player on that team for years at this point, right? And what have they won?
Nothing.
So I don't know what they're doing either.
Yeah. All right. So here, I know what the ugly is, and it's goddamn ugly and it's confusing. And man, if I'm not an anti-capitalist like yourself, but I am with this.
Yeah. So back in the good old days,
Back in the good old days, we had onion belts. Sorry.
This all started, honestly, in 1992, when Penn State decided to join the Big Ten, right? And Florida State joined the ACC, and the only non-affiliated teams were BYU, who's since joined the league, and Notre Dame, right? University of Connecticut, by the way, is also currently unaffiliated in case somebody feels like picking them up. And I do think it's funny that all this realignment's happening and Notre Dame's just like, cool, we'll be here by ourselves. Thank you very much. But the Big Ten used to have a rule that in order to join the Big Ten, you had to be in a school that was in a state that bordered the Big Ten.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Right. Which is why when they got Penn State, they could get Maryland and and Rutgers because they bordered on that end, and they could get Nebraska on the far end, right? That used to be the rule. I just didn't know Nebraska bordered Southern California.
Well, just the tip. That's what she said.
Oh, boy. Yeah, UCLA and USC are joining the Big Ten.
I did not see that coming.
It was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
On the heels of Texas and Oklahoma going to the SEC. And I'm actually very much looking forward to that because I can't wait for Texas to go 2-9 every single year. It is funny now that Arch Manning is going there.
Sorry, Longhorn Dave.
Oh my God, they left the Big 12 because they had their own network, and then were getting their pants beaten by TCU and Rice. So,
Rice.
I don't know what this is going to do. I do. We know what this is going to do.
What's it going to do?
We're going to end up with like a 32-40 team and NFL style league with everybody else just playing NCAA football.
Wait. I do miss sort of the old days when at least, okay, you're going to schedule a couple non-conference and you got to play each other. in your round robin.
Mhm.
You've now going to have like 2 super conferences.
And and Clemson and Miami and Florida State are
Well, they're the next to go.
are moronic if they don't take it.
Sadly, yeah. I mean, like, and I'm a moron because I'm going to keep watching because I love college football, and I know how disgusting it is.
Yeah, I just don't care enough about college football.
Yeah, no, well, good on you. You got better principles than I do.
I had nothing to do with principles. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like Boston College, Syracuse, Oregon State, maybe even Colorado.
That's the other thing too. Like Washington,
Arizona,
they're going to take off.
Yeah, Washington and Oregon are gone, right?
Yeah.
But like when this all comes to the schools are naming, like when it's all said and done, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Oklahoma State, these schools are not getting in. They're all getting left behind.
Well, no, Vanderbilt's already in the SEC.
That league's going to fall apart. Vanderbilt's going to be left. Believe me, they're going to eliminate these leagues altogether, create one big one, and those schools.
I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
Duke is Wake Forest. These schools that think they're important because they're good at basketball. Louisville.
No, well, if they think that, then they're stupid not reading tea leaves.
Right, but I mean, it's going to be like 32 teams. There are what between the leagues now. There's something like 72. 40 of those teams that think they're in the big leagues are not going to be.
There's over 100.
No, I'm talking just the big five.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think it's.
I don't even know anymore.
How many it is. I think it's 72 or something like that.
And then you have Notre Dame that is just grandfathered into this sweetheart deal.
Right.
Relevancy.
But Notre Dame's going to, if Notre Dame sees the shifting tea leaves, they're in because that conference will make space for Notre Dame.
Anyone would.
Yeah. But like Indiana and Purdue, sorry guys.
Northwestern.
Oh yeah, Northwestern 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, we're Minnesota and Wisconsin. Like we're cocking Wisconsin maybe the cut one.
Wisconsin's good.
Yeah. But that's what we're looking at when this is all said and done. And
I think you're right. We're going to see that not just in our lifetime, within this decade.
We're going to see this. The rights are up in what, 4 years?
Yeah. But Nick Saban's worried about maybe that Deion's making a payoff. Fuck off.
Yeah, we're going to see this in 5 years.
Yeah, I think so.
It's ridiculous. It's insane. But like,
it's not just ugly, like for your good, bad, and ugly. It is colossally confusing because we don't know where this is going, and it's not going to be good. The only thing I like about this is at least some people are making, at least the kids are making something.
Yeah, and all those people complaining about that, go sit on a pen.
Absolutely. Debate me, bro. Debate me. Do the kids say that? I don't know.
Tucka.
Nice.
That's one of my favorite movie lines, even though it's just that, because I love it because it's a dated reference about making a dated reference, and it makes me feel.
And it still works, and it works for us.
Yeah, it makes me feel appropriately my age. So.
There you go. Well, with that, kids, we bring the Hall of Fame show to a close. I've already promoted all the stuff that I do, but except for one thing. Hey, Evan, did you know I wrote a book? Yes, book. But the late great Chavo Guerrero Sr. Check that out on Amazon. Chavo Guerrero, easy for me to say. Instant classic.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so I'm pretty proud of that, and there's a lot of other shows coming up. Vinny and I, we just he gave me a new one. John Bralier, he was one of the first ever paid football players.
Okay.
Yeah, so we looked at that on Vinny Makes the Hall of Fame.
Is Nick Saban opposed to him?
I don't know. That's altogether possible. So he gave us that, so that's pretty good. Also, too, the last one he did about Frank Zamboni is up. So
Frank Zamboni is a very hard person to argue as not being in the Hall.
Absolutely.
Just people. For contributors, you need people who had a massive impact on a sport, and I have the guy who invented the shot clock in basketball, and the guy who made it so you could actually skate a full hockey game in hockey have to be on those lists.
And Zamboni is in multiple halls of fame. The United States Hockey Hall of Fame, the Figure Skating Hall of Fame, I think the Speed Skating Hall of Fame, and the Inventors Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
So we are actually argued, or I put out the theory, I think if Frank was a Canadian, he'd be in already.
Yeah, well, we haven't elected an American in, since 2015. So,
well, there you go. So there's that. Also, too, on how the hell did this go number one? Andrea, Brad, and I, we just looked at, what the hell did we look at? I don't remember what we looked at. But we looked at something. I know, I can tell you what we're looking at next week. We're looking at LMFAO, party anthem. Party
that is my son's favorite song right now.
Yeah.
Outkast is his favorite band, but that's that and Crazy by Gnarls Barkley.
Yeah, we're going to look at a really good song that it was pretty easy to see why it went, but what the hell happened to them after? Where are they?
They're a two-hit wonder, right?
Pretty much. I'm sexy and I know it. That's about it. Oh, we looked at Right Said Fred. That's what we did.
Oh, speaking of sexy and knowing it.
Yes, that's probably why that triggered. So we did that.
Poor pussy cat.
Sexy for that. And unfortunately, Brad decided that since he was too sexy for a shirt, he took off his shirt. I chose not to sort of scare the viewers. I did not take off my shirt.
Was that so sexy it hurt your eyes?
I don't know so much that it was just something I didn't need to see. Andrea has seen that before, but that's another story for another time. And with that, hey, I guess so. I mean, maybe it's poor Andrea. I don't know. I have to ask her that. But with that, kids, wherever you are, wherever you may be, stay safe, everyone.
All right, take care, guys.